Hi guys, so today is going to be a storytime collab video with a really awesome YouTuber named Lindsay Marie. I just recently started watching her channel and her editing, her style, everything, she's fitness goals. Both of us are doing a storytime video about the time that we skipped class. Stephanie, you bad girl. Freshman year was like a really weird time in my life. I was dating a senior and I just decided to be a badass. I guess I was just trying to be cool and trying to fit in really hard. And in my art class, there was this girl. It was a freshman art class and this girl was a senior. I don't really know why she was there, but she was like really pretty. Just had like a little bit of a bad girl vibe about her. So immediately I was drawn to her. We began to chat and then turns out she had like a boyfriend that was like addicted to drugs and she was just like a total train wreck. This girl is cool. I want to be this girl. One day I was talking to her about my boyfriend who didn't go to the same school that we went to. And as soon as I mentioned my boyfriend's name, she's like, oh yeah, I know that guy, which is like really no surprise because my ex-boyfriend was like kind of a pothead, kind of experimented with drugs and he was in a band. I was telling her like how much I love my boyfriend and how happy I am. And she's like, yeah, well, why don't we go see him? And I was like, how would that work? Apparently seniors got out like 2 or 3 hours earlier than all of the other people in high school because they were special. And my boyfriend at the time, who was also a senior but a senior at another school, would have already been home by this time. Why don't we go visit your boyfriend? Yeah, there's only one problem though. You can go home now because you're a special senior, but I'm a freshman and I still have like 2 or 3 more classes until I get out of school. I swear this was like something straight out of an anti-drug PSA on TV. Like the only thing that was missing was my talking dog telling me how disappointed he was in me. So I texted my boyfriend and I asked him if he was home and I told him that I was thinking about skipping class and going to see him and that I was with this girl. Yeah, girls, come on by. But wait a minute, don't you have class? And I was like, don't worry about it, boo. You're way more important than getting good grades and not getting suspended. I just really wanted to go because I was so deeply and madly in love with this guy. I just wanted to like go over to his house and like make out with him, maybe hook up. So I just said, screw it, screw school. I'm gonna go with this girl and we're gonna go visit my boyfriend. And the one problem was there were cameras everywhere. Why do they even call it school? It should have just been called prison. We get into her car and I was like Bonnie and Clyde, except that was a girl. So I don't know who Clyde would have been. It was like Bonnie and Bonnie. And finally we arrived at his house. He only lived like 10 or 15 minutes away from the school. We made it. It's a miracle. And then we ended up in his basement and some vodka came out. I was a bad kid. I was not in the best mood because I started to realize that my boyfriend wasn't really paying any attention to me. He was paying more attention to the other girl and I was just kind of sitting there. And then about like an hour into us being there, I turned towards my friend and I'm just like,
I really should get back to school.
And she's like, really? Like, we cut class. Why don't you just like have me drop you off home? And I was like,
no, that's not a good idea. My mom picks me up from school. Like, I have to go back. Because if she picks me up and I'm not there, she's gonna get really mad at me.
And I could tell that she was like a little disappointed in me. She was like, wow, Stephanie, my expectations of you have diminished quite a bit in the past few minutes. So we get back into her car and we're driving back towards school and it almost feels like, why are we going back to school again? So finally she drops me off at school and I go in through one of the back doors and I'm just like, what class am I supposed to be in? And then it really hits me. I have to go to health class. I was really late to health class. Like I sit down and all of the kids around me just look at me like, what is wrong with this girl? And as I'm sitting in class and watching the teacher teach her lesson, I realize, oh, we're learning about alcohol. What's wrong with my life? The entire time I'm watching the teacher and she's watching me and I'm just like, she knows. So the school day ended, my mom picked me up. I had sobered up at that point. And the next day in prison, because there are cameras everywhere, I guess the security guards found out that I skipped class and I ended up getting in-school suspension and ended up sitting in a small room with a bunch of delinquents all day writing, I will not skip class 1,000 times. Was it worth it? Not really. It was just a big freaking disappointment. I thought it was gonna be some like romantic getaway with my boyfriend and that we were gonna kick back, drink some vodka, snuggle, make out, and no, it just like ended up me sitting in his basement, getting drunk by myself and watching him talk to 2 other people and completely ignore me. So I guess the lesson here is don't skip class. It's really not worth it. Just stay in school. So that's my story about how I skipped class to try and hook up with my boyfriend, and it did not work out. If you like this story time, give it a big thumbs up because it makes me so happy and it helps out my channel so much. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and also don't forget to go over to Lindsay's channel. I will leave a link to her video right here. So you just click on that and it'll take you right to her channel so you can watch her story time about how she skipped class and something really crazy and ridiculous happened to her. Like, you guys need to see this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Bye!